This is lesson number 10, multiplying and dividing real numbers. Before we actually dive into the rules for multiplying and dividing real numbers, I need to run through 3 different types of fractions that you need to know about and commit to memory. If you can keep these straight, positives and negatives mixed with fractions will become a little bit easier for you. So let me tell you what they are. If I write out 1/5, you know that the 1 is positive and the 5 is positive. But what if I write it like this? It's a comma there. What if I write the negative, or I put a negative out in front? Who's negative? Is the 1 negative? Is the 5 negative? Are both the 1 and 5 negative? Is nobody negative? Well, here's the answer. This number, negative 1/5, means this. It means either the 1 is negative or the 5 is negative, but not both. So there are 3 fractions that mean the same thing. The negative out in front, negative 1/5, is the same thing as negative 1 over 5 or 1 over negative 5. Those 3 mean the same thing. Let's do another one. Let's say I do negative 2/3. Okay, the negative is with the 2 right now. Well, it would also mean, I could write that as, put a comma there. I can put that negative out in front, and I could put it out down with the 3. And it would mean the same thing. Let's do one more. Let's go negative 2. Whew, that was bad. That was bad. Let's go 2 over, this pencil's about ready to drive me nuts. 2 over negative 7. The negative, as we see it, is downstairs. I can write it upstairs. Or I can write it out in front. You need to know that all 3 of those mean the same thing. All right, now let's multiply and divide real numbers. And there's a couple rules with this that we got to be aware of. So let's do some easy stuff first. So let's do 2 times negative 6. So we're doing 2 times negative 6. Actually, let's put a couple down together. Let's do negative 2 times 6, and then let's do negative 2 times negative 6. So there's basically the 3 combinations you need to worry about. All right, and let's look at them real quick. Notice that I have 1 negative here. I have 1 negative here, and I have 2 negatives here. Another way of thinking about it. This guy's positive, and this guy's negative. This guy's negative, this guy's positive. Negative and negative. If the signs are different, this is one way of thinking about it. If the signs are different, your answer will be negative. Different signs, negative. If the signs are the same, the answer is going to be positive. So different, different, and the same. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. If the signs are different, the answer is negative. If the signs are the same, the answer is positive. And actually, that kind of makes sense because if I asked you what is 2 times 6, you're going to say 12. Do you ever say negative 12? No, it's positive 12. Look, the signs are the same. So the rule actually does work with any case. So this is going to be negative 12. This will be negative 12. This will be positive 12. Let's do a couple more. Let's do negative 4 times, let's get away from 6. Let's do negative 4 times 5. Let's do negative 4 times negative 5. Let's do 5 times negative 4. And let's do 4 times 5. Mix them up a little bit. Negative, positive. They're different. Different signs means negative answer. Negative, negative. Same. Positive answer. Positive and negative. Positive and negative are different, so it's a negative answer. Positive and positive, they're the same. If they're the same, it's a positive answer. What's 4 times 5? 20. do another set. Let's go negative 2 times 7. Let's do 7 times negative 2. Let's do negative 7 times 2. And let's do negative 7 times negative 2. Let's kind of mix it up. I'm just looking through, I'm just going to compare. I'm looking for, are they the same or are they different? They're different, so it's negative. Different, so it's negative. Different, so it's negative. Same, so the answer will be positive. So if they're different, they're negative. If they're the same, it's positive. 14, 14, 14, 14. So what happens if we kind of put some of this together? We'll get something that looks like this. Let's say I did negative 2 times 6 times negative 3. Let's do 2 at a time. Negative times positive. They're different, so the answer is going to be negative. It's 12. Multiplying. Negative times negative. Positive, because they're the same. That's 36. All right, let's run through a couple other things. If I have a negative sitting in front of a parenthesis, something like this, you need to understand that this negative is really a negative 1. And that this problem and this problem are the same things. We could call those a coefficient almost. So the signs are same, so it's going to be positive, and that's 4. Let's do another couple. If I did negative, negative 5. This is really a negative 1. Signs are the same. The answer is positive. 1 times 5 is 5. Sometimes you might see something like this. Remember this? You can think of it this way. This is one way of thinking about it. 2 negatives give you a positive. That would be like a negative 1. Signs are different, so the answer is negative. 1 times 6 is 6. Let's do a couple others. Let's do negative times negative 1 times negative 1 times 5. 2 negatives right here are going to give you a positive. Signs are different. Answer is negative. 1 times 1 is 1. Signs are different again, so that'll be negative as well. 1 times 5 is 5, and there it is. I gotta sneeze in just a moment. Alright, I'm back. Alright, I'm going to do number 30 with you on your homework. So here's number 30, or something similar to number 30. So we're going to do negative x plus, let's say 16.4, and we're going to say x is equal to negative 2.6. Alright, this one's a little bit, it's no different than what we've been doing, but it's got a little bit of a different twist. And I put these in here for a certain reason to help you start recognizing how to add decimals together easily. For example, let's just plug in the negative 2.6 into here. So we get negative, there's the negative 2.6. Make sure and use parentheses when you do it. Oh, I can't write a 6, there it is. Plus 16.4. Remember, 2 negatives give you a positive. Now let's look at this. Instead of reaching for your calculator, let's just think this through real quick. What's 6 and 4? Isn't that 10? So when I add 2 plus 16 and I get 18, this 0.6 and 0.4 really adds up to an extra one, and so it becomes 19. So I guess I'm trying to get you to recognize that 0.6 and 0.4, you're going to add 1 to whatever your answer is. So 2 plus 16 gives you 18, so add 1, that gives you 19. Another example, if I had 7 point, let's say 7.2 plus 5 point, 5.8. 7 and 5 is 12. But look, 0.2 and 0.8 is really a full 1. So that becomes 13. Do one more. Let's do, I'm thinking. Let's do 4.3 plus 12.7. Notice that 3 and 7 gives you 10, so that's a full 1. So 4 plus 2 is 16, but I'm going to add 1 to that, and it'll be 17. So as you're working through those, just notice that sometimes those will work out for you. If not, you can just do them on the calculator and get the answer. But I'm trying to encourage you to do some of them in your head. Good luck on lesson number 10.